we are again, ladies and gentlemen, back in action with the 1987 Supermod. I'm your host, Brad Drake, and this is my AWA save. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday, the final day of December, the final day of 1987. So this is it. After this, everybody, we're going into 1988. This is our final card, and we are traveling on our tour to Indianapolis, Indiana, a town that we added not too long ago to take over for the vacancy that the WWA left when they went out of business. They didn't go out of business, they were bought out by the WWF. So we're going to run the Hinkle Fieldhouse here. The venue has been selected. Let's go back to the main screen and see what's on the board here. All right, Sags and Bockwinkel got some protege work going on here, and so do Von Raschke and King of the Mullet, Kevin Collins. See, what makes Kevin Collins so awesome is that he's not only got the great mullet, but he's got the mustache that goes with it. That guy is straight up 1985, and he is driving a Pontiac Firebird. No doubt he's driving a Firebird. All right, let's see who's absent. Only Kevin Kelly, because Mr. Kelly's got that really bad injury. Let's take a look at our card here, folks. In our opener, Vivian St. John is going to face Candi Devine. The Top Guns are going to meet Bad Company. Wendi Richter is going to challenge Sherri Martel for the World Women's title. The Terrorist is going to mix it up with Baron Von Raschke. Greg Wojokowski is going to meet Wahoo McDaniel. Billy Robinson is going to challenge Greg Gagne for the World Television title. That's right, folks. Television showed the world last night that Greg Gagne is our first and new World Television Champion. Big Bobby Duncum is going to face Jerry Lawler. And in our main event, Rip Oliver and Doug Summers are going to challenge the Midnight Rockers for the World Tag Team title. Let's get to booking. St. John and Devine are the opener. And once we plug them in, we will take a look and see who's due for a victory here. There's Candi Devine. All right. Looks like, wow, Candi Devine's working for a bunch of different companies. She's getting a lot of matches here. Oh, she's working for Crockett. That's what's going on. Vashon. Nope, that was a spot show. Where are we at here? Candi Devine got the win the last time. Vivian St. John is going over this time. All right. One's all wrapped up. Top Guns and Bad Company. And this will most likely once again be a bad scoring match. Again, it's not the Top Guns' fault. They're brand new rookies, and Bad Company is very young here too. But Paul Diamond was a pretty good athlete, and we know that Pat Tanaka was a very good athlete, second-generation star. And the Top Guns were 10 out of 10 with looks. They had some presence. They had some charisma. Tanaka and Diamond could wrestle. Tanaka and Diamond are just very young here. So we'll see how this goes. And, of course, both Diamond and Ricky Rice are banged up here. Or maybe it's John Paul. Hell, I don't remember what it said. So this match will get an even worse score than before. I'm pretty certain Bad Company took the win the last time. We'll double check. Oh, Top Guns got the win the last time. So we're going to make sure that Pat Tanaka scores the victory for his team here. And that one is mailed. All right, Richter is challenging Sherri Martel. And I think Wendi Richter won by DQ the last time. These two women have been putting on excellent shows, excellent matches for a while here. It's going to be a shame when we finally split them up, because they have done really good work for us. All right, let's take a look here and see. Keep clicking title history by accident. Yeah, Sherri Martel got the win the last time. I thought Wendi Richter did, but that's cool. So Wendi Richter is going to get the win here, but it's going to be by DQ. So there's not going to be any title change here. It's going to keep this feud nice and hot. Two excellent women wrestlers. All right, the terrorist against Baron von Raschke here, Stormy Granzig. Of course, our fans aren't going to know it's Stormy Granzig. Spent a lot of time here in Indianapolis with the WWA. But of course, he's wearing the hood now, so people don't even know it's him. Well, they might recognize his body, but in those days, it wasn't like everybody had the internet to hop onto to see where their favorite wrestlers were going to. It was a lot different. They had the magazines, and very rarely, if at all, ever, did magazines break kayfabe. We'll leave this one open-ended, but I think the Baron is going to go ahead and get the win there, and he probably should. Wojokowski and McDaniel, this has been a fun feud between these two. And this one goes, does this one also go 14 or does it go 16 here? Still 14. Good. And Wojokowski is over in Indianapolis. He was the WWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, and he is a name in Indianapolis, but so is Wahoo McDaniel. So we're going to keep it with what we've been doing here. Wahoo McDaniel got the win the last time, so Wojokowski is going to go over, but he is going to go over with Don Carson's help. So Don Carson is going to cheat to help Wojokowski get the win. That couldn't have worked out any better for Indianapolis. Robinson, Billy Robinson is going to challenge Gagne for his newly won World Television title. This one goes 16. And there's Gagne. This match is going to be for the title, even though it is not on television, which I always found a little weird with the television title. But the television title might have been a silly concept, but the NWA really made it mean something. So to me, it meant something in other promotions also. And I think it means something here in the AWA. So Gagne is going to get the win strictly because this is his first time defending the title. Fans just saw him win the title the night before over Robinson on television. So it's pretty cool to see it again here. A nice little rematch for the people. All right, Bobby Duncum and Jerry Lawler. We're going to leave this one open-ended. These two have had a pretty good feud here. There's Duncum, and there's Jerry Lawler. This is definitely a David versus Goliath type contest. These two probably met for real at some point. Yeah, Lawler won the last time. You know what? We're going to go ahead and have Duncum win here. And he's going to do it by cheating, of course. And our main event is going to be 30 minutes. It's going to be for the World Tag Team title. And of course, we're going to have Oliver and SOMERS versus the Midnight Rockers. Of course, the Midnight Rockers are our reigning title holders. And we're going to have Marty Jannetty get the win here. You know, somebody criticized me and they said, you know, why don't you give Oliver and SOMERS a win to make things interesting? Well, this is the tour, okay? This is the payoff. So the fans are seeing Oliver and SOMERS win on television. So by the time, and in our case, it's now every 12 weeks when they're coming to the town. Because, not every 12 weeks, it's every, well, let's take a look here. A block is, so it is 12 weeks. Because it's 12 towns. So, every 12 weeks, say we're in Indianapolis, we're going to wait 12 weeks until the AWA comes back to Indianapolis. Okay? So this whole time, you're seeing these teams win on television. So it's really not that big of a deal if Oliver and SOMERS lose to the Midnight Rockers because they looked great on television all this time. You follow what I'm saying? So that's how it works. So your criticism was taken seriously, and it was legit. it was a legit thing to bring up, but that's the answer. And this is no different. This is exactly how real promotions ran. These were what we're watching is what's branded as house shows. These are non-televised events. And it's not like the internet now where if somebody runs a non-televised event, everybody on the internet gets to see the results. Back then it didn't. You were lucky if it even made the magazines 3 weeks to 6 weeks later, or even a newspaper. So they kind of did whatever they wanted on these live events. There would be title changes that would happen that nobody else would ever know about in the next town. They would act like it never happened. That happened all the time. The Rougeau brothers did that in Montreal in, I think, 1990 or 89. They won the World Tag Team title in WWF, and it was just forgotten about. So that's how these things work, and that's how these things worked back then. So what may seem to you as disappointing that Oliver and Somers are losing consistently, they're looking like $1 million on TV, and the fans aren't going to think that way. All right, so this one's booked out. Our show is booked out. We're at the usual 2 hours, 22 minutes, and I like this card. It feels good, and let's go ahead and see how it goes for us. All right, Vivian St. John, of course, defeats Candi Devine. We've got some red text to doom action here. We only get a 38 overall for these two ladies. And here's the one I was concerned about, and it was just about as bad as I thought it was going to be. So Bad Company gets the win here, and you got some serious injuries here that are holding these other guys back. There we go. Richter and Martel here get a 67 overall. Very nice score, and a very nice match for that ladies' title. All right, and Von Raschke, of course, gets the win with that brain claw, not brain craw, but brain claw. All right, it says right here that Von Raschke made the terrorists look particularly strong. That's because Baron Von Raschke, who was in his 40s here, knew how to work. And, if you watch those old, he almost looked kind of cartoony at this point, but the guy made other people look good, and that's why he always had a job. So let's move right along here. Yes, thank you, Axe. Absolutely, it was better because Baron Von Raschke made the man look good. Yep. Here we go. Nice score here between Wojokowski and McDaniel. They get an 80 overall, and Wojokowski, of course, cheats with the help of Don Carson, and this is turning into a pretty nice feud here. We do have 2 knocks in consistency and physical ability, but I'm not bothered or concerned by that one bit. All right, Robinson and Gagne get a nice 81 here, and Gagne makes defense number 1 of that World Television title. Robinson is getting Robinson is getting penalized for declining physical ability. He's also got some inconsistency going. Blah, blah, blah. Let's continue on. Our semi-main here gets a 79, which I don't quite understand. 84, 83. What's the knocks? 0 knocks. We got bonus up the wazoo. Both these guys are popular in the Great Lakes and Midwest, so I don't quite understand how an 84 and an 83 turns to a 79, but we have gotten enough AWA screwings this past month of shows that we might as well just start charging for the screwings, and then we could get something out of it. So I'm not shocked at all. I'm pissed. I'm not pissed. This stuff irritates me. It doesn't make any sense. Let's see how our main event does, and let's see. Hope we don't get screwed in the main event also. 85 overall in the main event, which is higher than I thought we would get because Rip Oliver does bring us down a little bit. Rip Oliver was a great wrestler. He was a great heel. He just wasn't that well known in this area yet. We're working on it. But now he's getting his first big push here in the AWA, teaming with Doug Somers since Buddy Rose has left. And they have a really good match with the Midnight Rockers here, and the Midnight Rockers defend the title. All right, well done. Let's take a look and see if there's any serious knocks here. And just the usual stuff, inconsistency, inexperience, nothing to write home to mom about. We're going to go ahead and finish the show. And we're going to make a speech. We're going to actually give Rip Oliver some credit here. He's working hard, and he's doing a really good job for us. I'd also like to point out Billy Robinson. I think Billy Robinson's doing a good job, and Jerry Lawler too. So Rip Oliver, I'm going to say, had a great performance because he did. Billy Robinson had a good performance. Jerry Lawler Lawler had a good performance. So we're going to make the speech here. Oliver's pleased, Robinson's pleased, and Lawler's pleased. Terrific. We're going back to the main screen here, folks. And I hate to say it, but I think this is going to bump us to Monday, or it's going to show us what the final award was here. So let's go ahead and get our tour ready for the next week. And of course, we're going to have tour date number 1 starting next week. And we're going to have to put together a whole new schedule here. Of course, we're going to have some spot shows going and some fun stuff like that. And let's see here. Yeah, see, this is going to take a while because this is going ahead and plugging in the end of the year awards. And we're going to do a whole special episode next on that. So obviously, we're going to end up seeing the main screen here. You know what? We're not going to see the main screen. I'm going to keep this hidden, everybody. So thank you for tuning in today, everybody. Again, this has been an excellent series so far. We're going to keep this thing going, of course, and we're jumping into January of 1988 here, and we got some really big things planned for the AWA here in 1988, and I'm glad to have you with us. So if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this video with your friends. Join us in discussion on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/1987supermod. Last but not least, if you would like a copy of the version 7 of the Supermod, go to braddrake.net, drop me a line, and I'll be more than happy to link you over to our database and picture pack. So long for now, everybody.